Our next guest is on with us now, Anthony Clark. He's running in Illinois' congressional 7th district. He's massively progressive. He's for Medicare for all. He wants to create a just justice system, demilitarize the police, create free higher public education, raise the minimum wage, and end the war on drugs. Sounds pretty good, right?
Sounds about right, yes, sir.
Anthony, welcome to Rebel Headquarters, man. How you doing?
Thank you, It's a pleasure to be here. I'm truly humbled. Thank you for having me.
All right, fantastic. So first of all, let me ask you a simple question. Why are you running for office?
Definitely, and I mean, that's an extremely important question. Growing up real quick, my grandpa Chum, helped to raise me. He was a huge Muhammad Ali fan. One of his favorite quotes of Ali's was, "Service to others is the rent you pay for room here on this earth." So growing up, no matter what age I was, my grandfather would always ask me, how are you paying rent? How are you giving back? And when I was younger, it would be sharing a toy with someone else or, breaking up a fight. But that was always part of me. Don't take for granted the benefits and the advantages I've had. And to always try to give back and pay rent to others. So I've done that throughout my life. I thought serving in the military was a perfect opportunity to pay rent. So I served active duty. I thought becoming a special education teacher, was a perfect opportunity to pay rent. So I became a special education teacher, teaching throughout the Chicagoland area. I thought starting a nonprofit was a perfect way to pay rent. So I started and created a nonprofit, Suburban Unity Alliance, where our motto is fights are not mutually exclusive. We literally fight for the equity of everyone, trying to close those generational capital gaps. But what happened, I just became extremely frustrated because I felt like I was just treating symptoms, putting Band-Aids over the wounds. I wasn't really making a systemic difference. And I got to the point where I was asking myself, how do I pay rent but create ownership in the sense of rent to own? What is the next step? What is a way to truly attack systemic issues? And one day I literally woke up, looked at my email, and it stated from brand new Congress and Justice Democrats that multiple people had nominated me to run for office. And at first I was like, me? Really? This normal everyday person? But through them vetting me vetting them, I discovered and realized that this was a calling. This was my ability to truly rent to own, to pay rent and create ownership and opportunity for the individuals within my district. So that's why I'm running. I feel like we need true fighters out there, and we truly need to create ownership and opportunity.
If you're wondering if Anthony's a real guy, like he says, well, he was a teacher for 9 years, and his first teaching job, he made a whopping $16,000. So
I did.
That's as real as it gets. And now that I see your video, I see you got a Scottie Pippen poster in the background. So you're real Chicago too.
Scottie Pippen is my favorite player of all time. Yes, sir.
Okay. But a lot of the establishment Democrats say that you shouldn't do this because there's already a Democratic incumbent in that seat. Danny Davis has been there 20 years. So they'd ask you, why are you doing that? We've already got that seat. So why can't we just leave it alone?
Another great question. Thank you for asking that. And I think for supporters of the Democratic Party, independents, however you identify yourself, I think it's truly important for us as a teacher. I work on vocabulary words. How do we define progressive? How do you define progression in a sense? And the incumbent, Danny K. Davis, thank him for his service. He sat in that seat for 20 years. But I believe that he's a status quo maintainer, looking throughout the 7th congressional district, identifying the lacks of opportunity that exist throughout the district, how issues are interconnected, because I truly believe the health of one community directly impacts the health of other communities, like the health of one individual directly impacts the health of other individuals. There's no progress. We're not moving forward. And when you maintain status quo, it's inevitable that you're going to regress. You're going to move backwards. So the incumbent is focused on maintaining that lengthy career. I believe if, my first job, I was making $16,000 like you stated, and I thought I wasn't doing enough. I thought I needed to do more to earn that salary. Our congresspersons are making $170,000 and up. What are they doing for that? Just simply voting? And we all recognize that voting does not necessarily mean something is going to become law. So what are we truly doing beyond voting? Are we getting on the ground, boots to the ground? Are we truly trying to tap into these grassroots progressive movements to not only impact on a federal level, but impact locally as well? Because I truly believe nothing changes on a systemic national level until it starts locally at a grassroots level. So that's why it has to change. We can't have individuals that, are playing the fence, are moderates, are neoliberals, are maintaining status quo, are focused on party and self-interest more than people. And we see that with the different things that we're supporting. Like, I believe in, again, treating root causes. And one of the biggest separations that we have, Danny Davis and myself, is I believe 100% in the legalization of marijuana, not only for the financial benefits, but also for the financial, social, and medical benefits that it will bring to our communities, locally and nationally. He does not support the legalization of marijuana. So again, how can he say that he cares about criminal justice reform, cares about Black and brown individuals being locked up at disproportionate rates, but yet you don't want to treat a root cause and legalize marijuana, one of the main reasons that our Black and brown and poor individuals are locked up at disproportionate rates? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. I think criminal justice reform is a huge part of legalizing marijuana.
Definitely.
So everybody check out Anthony Clark's website, how you could volunteer, donate, etc. We'll have all the links down below in the video. You see him there, but you can click on him down below if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook. And I did a story about how he's been denied voter information. That's also on TYT Politics. Check that out. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us at Rebel Headquarters.
Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Everyone take care. Love.